Hey everyone, my name's Kristen Lehner and I am majoring in elementary education and I'm endorsing in ESL and reading. So this week we are discussing vocabulary instruction and different strategies to use within an ESL classroom. And one in particular that I really like and I would like to use in my future classroom is vocabulary notebooks. I found this in chapter 19 in the book Teaching English as a Second Language, and I feel like I overall gained a lot more knowledge on how to provide successful vocabulary instruction for my students. So what this strategy involves is that the teacher will guide the students in what information they should be recording in their notebooks, and the student's responsibility is to select the words that they're going to record and the information that they have gathered within that word. So this would be really good to use for independent reading time just because it's time that the students don't have that guided instruction and it requires a lot more responsibility from them. I would have the teacher first guide the students with how to do this. They should practice a lot every day and slowly use that gradual release method just to show what the students should be doing correctly and then kind of lead into them doing it on their own. So what they should include within their notebooks is the target word, a sample sentence, so where the student found the word within that book that they are reading. They could use the word in their own sentence to kind of create that higher order thinking. And one thing that I thought for to differentiate for my ESL students is that they could translate the word in their first language, and they could also incorporate a picture of their own. They could draw a picture, they could find a picture online and paste it in there, but I just thought that was a great way for them to kind of have them remember that skill and words. So I thought that was a great way to help differentiate for that. The teacher should use this in everyday routine just so the students get a good hang of it and then they are able to do it correctly on their own. I really like this method just because it allows them to use a sense of responsibility and just gain that confidence in themselves and allows them to go out and find problem solve for words that they may not understand or are unfamiliar with. So I really like vocabulary just because it directly relates to both of my endorsement areas. In chapter 19, it states that Language 1 speakers learn about 1,000 word families per year throughout their childhood. And this means as an ESL teacher, it's really important for me to remember that not only are my L2 speakers in my classroom trying to keep up with their other classmates, but they are also trying to make up for lost time. So it's important to have that patience for them and to provide what they need in order to succeed in the classroom. The author also states in chapter 19 that it is estimated that learners need to know approximately 98% of words in an oral or written text to comprehend it. And this really stood out to me just because 98% is a high number and you don't really think about the vocabulary as you're reading, but it really does play an important role in comprehension and your reading skills. So I really like this strategy just because it allows the students to use that higher order thinking and that sense of responsibility, and they are able to keep track of words and go back later on to see what they wrote down about it. And it's just a better way for them to remember it. I also think it's important that the teacher collects these notebooks bi-weekly just to make sure that they are keeping up to date with their notebooks and are incorporating the correct elements that they should be incorporating, and they don't have any misconceptions on things that they're learning, just to kind of keep track of what they're learning. So I really like this strategy. I really recommend it in upper elementary, like I said, junior high and high school, but you could also use it in different grade levels depending on where the student's at in their learning. So if you have any more questions, feel free to ask and I would love to answer them for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.